Yo, Vikings Nation, can you feel the buzz? The 2025 NFL offseason is heating up, and the Minnesota Vikings are right in the middle of a blockbuster trade rumor. Word on the street is that Cleveland Browns cornerback Greg Newsome too could be donning the purple and gold soon. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine dropped this bombshell, and it's got fans like us losing our minds. Why Newsome? Our secondary took a hit with Cameron Bynum bolting to Indy and Stephon Gilmore still a free agent. With Jeff Okudah's shaky track record, the Vikings need a game-changer at corner. Newsome, a former first-rounder, could be that guy, but is he worth the hype? Let's dig into this. Fam, what do you think? Could Newsome be the spark our defense needs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's unpack this trade talk together. Who is Greg Newsome to? Alright, let's meet the man of the hour, Greg Newsome II, the 25-year-old cornerback drafted 26th overall by the Browns in 2021. This dude burst onto the scene with a 70.1 coverage grade from Pro Football Focus as a rookie, straight up ballin'. He's got the size at 6 feet 1 inch, 192 pounds, and the versatility to lock down receivers outside or in the slot. Back in 2023, Newsome had his best season yet, racking up 49 tackles, 2 picks, and 14 passes defended. That's the kind of stat line that makes Vikings fans drool, especially with Brian Flores' aggressive defensive schemes. But here's the catch. 2024 was a rough one for him. Let's talk about why the stars' shine dimmed last year. What's your take, Vikings Nation? Is Newsome's breakout potential enough to overlook a down year? Hit the comments and let's debate. The 2024 slump. So, what happened to Newsome in 2024? After a stellar 2023, he hit a wall, starting just 3 games and posting career lows. 27 tackles, 1 interception, and 5 passes defended. His PFF grade tanked to a measly 52.2, and quarterbacks torched him with a 112.5 passer rating when targeting him. Ouch! Injuries didn't help. Hamstring issues sidelined him for the last 4 games. Plus, the Browns' defense, despite being top-ranked in 2023, leaned heavily on stars like Myles Garrett and corners Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson Jr., leaving Newsome as the odd man out. Was it just a bad fit, or is he losing his edge? Vikings fans, would you take a chance on a guy coming off a down year? Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Why the Browns might trade him. The Browns are in a cap crunch, folks. Only the Saints are deeper in the red for 2025. Newsome's 5th-year option carries a hefty $13.4 million cap hit, and with his role shrinking behind Ward and Emerson, Cleveland might be ready to cut bait. Fox Sports' Jordan Schultz reported that the Browns were open to trading Newsome before the 2025 draft. Here's the kicker. Our GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, was in Cleveland's front office when they drafted Newsome. He knows this kid's potential better than anyone. Could Kwesi pull the trigger on a reunion to bolster our secondary? What do you think, Vikings Nation? Is $13.4 million too steep for a reclamation project? Drop your hot takes below. Vikings secondary woes. Let's talk about our cornerback room. It's a bit of a mess. Losing Cam Bynum and Stephon Gilmore left holes, and while Byron Murphy Jr. is a stud, the depth behind him is shaky. Mekhi Blackmon missed all of 2024 with a knee injury, and Jeff Okudah's 46.0 PFF coverage grade in 2023 with Atlanta doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Isaiah Rodgers and a couple of undrafted rookies like Dwight McGlothern are in the mix, but none scream lockdown starter. The Vikings allowed the 5th most passing yards per game in 2024, so Brian Flores needs a playmaker. Could Newsome be the answer? Vikings fans, are you worried about our secondary? Tell me who you'd want opposite Murphy in the comments. The Kwesi connection. Here's where it gets juicy. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's history with the Browns could make this trade a reality. He was part of the front office that bet big on Newsome in 2021, so he's got the inside scoop on what this kid can do. Kwesi's not afraid to take risks on former first-rounders. Look at Sam Darnold's resurgence in 2024. A trade for Newsome could be a low-risk, high-reward move, especially if the Browns are only asking for a day 3 pick, like the 5th rounder we got from them in the Zadarius Smith deal. Could Kwesi work his magic again? What's the vibe, Vikings Nation? Do you trust Kwesi to swing a deal for Newsome? Let's hear it in the comments. Newsome's fit in Flores' scheme. Brian Flores loves aggressive, versatile corners who can handle man coverage and blitz off the edge. Newsome's got that in spades. He's played both outside and in the slot, and his 2023 tape shows he can hang with top receivers. That 14-pass defensed season? That's Flores' dream CB. But here's the question. Can Newsome shake off his 2024 slump and thrive in Minnesota's high-energy defense? A fresh start might unlock his potential, especially with Flores' knack for turning players around. Vikings fans, can you see Newsome balling out under Flores? Drop your predictions in the comments. The cost of the trade. Let's talk business. Heavy.com proposed a trade where the Vikings send a 2025 fifth-round pick, number 140, via Cleveland, to the Browns for Newsome. That's a steal for a 25-year-old with first-round pedigree. With $63 million in cap space, per over the cap, Minnesota can handle his $13.4 million cap hit or work out an extension to lower it. The Browns, desperate to shed salary, might jump at this deal, especially if they draft a corner like Travis Hunter. But is Newsome worth even a fifth-rounder after his rough 2024? What's your call, Vikings Nation? Is a fifth-round pick too much, too little, or just right? Hit the comments. The risk factor. Every trade's got risks, and Newsome's no exception. His 2024 regression and injury history, hamstring issues, and missing games raise red flags. The Vikings already dealt with injuries to Kyrie Jackson and Mekhi Blackmon last year, so durability is a concern. Plus, that $13.4 million cap hit is steep for a guy who might not start over Murphy or Blackmon. If Newsome flops, we're stuck with a pricey backup. But if he rebounds to his 2023 form, he's a steal. Vikings fans, are you willing to roll the dice on Newsome? Let me know in the comments. The case against the trade. Not everyone's sold on Newsome. THeavyKingGauge.com argues he's not worth the cost, pointing to his 2024 PFF grade of 106th out of 116 corners, and that brutal 112.5 passer rating allowed. They say his $13.4 million cap hit is too high compared to Byron Murphy's $10.3 million. They've got a point. Why spend big on a question mark when free agents like Stephon Gilmore or Rasul Douglas might be cheaper? Could the Vikings find a better fit without giving up draft capital? What's your stance, Vikings Nation? Should we pass on Newsome and look elsewhere? Drop your thoughts below. Newsome's contract situation. Newsome's in the final year of his rookie deal, with that fifth-year option locked in at $13.4 million for 2025. If the Vikings trade for him, they could extend him to spread out the cap hit or let him hit free agency in 2026. Browns beat reporter Mary Kay Cabot says Newsome's frustrated with his role in Cleveland and wants a bigger one. A change of scenery could be just what he needs, and Minnesota's got the cap space to make it work. But do we commit long-term to a guy coming off a down year? Vikings fans, would you extend Newsome or play it safe? Let's talk in the comments. The Browns' perspective. From Cleveland's side, Newsome's expendable with Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson Jr. locked in as starters. Emerson's Achilles injury last summer kept Newsome around, but with the Browns' cap issues, they might not re-sign him in 2026. Trading him now could net them a pick to rebuild. If the Browns draft a corner early in 2025, like Colorado's Travis Hunter, Newsome's days in Cleveland are numbered. Could that push him to Minnesota? What do you think, Vikings Nation? Will the Browns let Newsome go cheap? Share your predictions in the comments. Vikings 2025 Outlook. The Vikings are coming off a 14-3 season in 2024, but a first-round playoff exit stung. With J.J. McCarthy taking over as QB1, the offense is set, but the defense, especially the secondary, needs work. Newsome could pair with Murphy and Blackmon to form a young, dynamic CB trio. Brian Flores' scheme thrives on playmakers, and a bounce-back Newsome could be a cornerstone for a Super Bowl run. But is he the missing piece, or are we chasing a mirage? Vikings fans, are you hyped for a Newsome trade or skeptical? Drop your vibes in the comments. Fan reaction and hype. The rumor mill's buzzing, and Vikings fans are split. Some see Newsome as a low-risk, high-reward pickup, while others worry about his 2024 struggles. Posts on X-Show fans debating whether he's worth a fifth-round pick or if we should hold out for a bigger name like Gilmore. This trade could define our offseason, especially with only 4 draft picks in 2025. Kwesi's got a tough call to make, and the fan base is watching his every move. Vikings Nation, where do you stand on this trade rumor? Hit the comments and let's get loud. The final verdict. Alright, Vikings Nation, it's crunch time. Greg Newsome 2 could be the key to fixing our secondary, bringing youth, versatility, and first-round talent to Brian Flores' defense. But his 2024 regression and $13.4 million cap hit make this a gamble. Do we trust Kwesi to make the right call? As we head into training camp, keep your eyes on Vikings.com and Vikings territory for the latest updates. This trade could happen before the deadline, so stay tuned for more Minnesota Vikings news. If you're as pumped as I am, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more Vikings content, and share this video with your fellow Skol fans. Let's keep the purple pride alive. Skol Vikings!